Hello students. Topic for this video is a nuclear reaction. So a reaction in which a nucleus, a stable nucleus actually, a stable nucleus of one element converts into a nucleus of some other element, then such kind of reaction is called nuclear reaction. So we define nuclear reaction as a reaction in which stable nuclei of an element convert into the nuclei of other element, then such reaction is called a nuclear reaction. Basically, in which the change of nucleus is involved, then such reaction is called nuclear reaction. And such type of reaction is possible by incidenting or bombarding the reacting nuclei with some suitable high energy particle. So it can be done by bombarding some target nuclei or we can also call it as reacting nuclei with suitable high energy particle. To represent a nuclear reaction, let us assume that we have a target nucleus. To represent a nuclear reaction, we assume that we have a target nucleus capital A and a bombarding particle which is highly energetic. We also call it as projectile. Then we assume that this particle is small a, and when this highly energetic projectile or bombarding particle small a hit the target nucleus capital A, it gives us another nucleus as a product. So it produces the reaction between these two. It produces another nucleus, let it be capital B, along with an elementary particle, let it be small b, or gamma rays, right? So this we get as a product. So basically we can write the reaction as capital A plus small a gives capital B plus small b plus Q, where Q represents the energy absorbed or released. So this is the energy, it can be absorbed or it can be released during the reaction, and we call it as Q value, right? So this is the Q value, and we can also represent this equation by writing it as small capital A B, capital B. That means when we incident small a over capital A, it converts into capital B nucleus with an output product of small b. So in output we get capital B along with small b elementary particle. So in the product, the B, capital B, represent the new nucleus, while small b represent the new elementary particle. So we can also represent this whole equation as this. So if it is written like this, that means the same equation for a nuclear reaction. Now there are some physical quantities that remain conserved during nuclear reaction. These quantities are: first is momentum, second is nucleons, third is charge, and fourth is energy. So during a nuclear reaction, momentum remains conserved. That means the total momentum of the particles entering into the reaction is equal to the total momentum of the products after the reaction. Means total momentum of left side of the reaction is equal to the total momentum of particles on the right side of the reaction. Similarly, during the reaction, nucleons are conserved. That means total number of nucleons before the reaction and after the reaction are same. And in the same way, the total charge is conserved. That means total charge of the product particles is equal to the total charge of the reactant particles. That means total charge on left hand side is equal to the total charge on right hand side of the reaction. And in a similar manner, during a nuclear reaction, the total energy is also conserved. That means total energy, now total energy comprises of, the total energy here comprises of kinetic energy plus rest mass energy. So total energy is conserved means the sum of kinetic energy plus rest mass energy for product as well as for reactants remains same. So during the reaction, the total energy of the product particles is equal to the total energy of the reactant particles. If we compare nuclear reaction with chemical reaction, then we get two major differences here. In case of chemical reaction, the electrons of atoms only involved. So whenever there is a chemical reaction, then the atoms which are involved in that reaction, their electrons participate in the reaction. There is no participation of nucleus in chemical reaction. However, in case of nuclear reaction, nucleus of the reactant undergo transformation. So this is the first difference between nuclear reaction and chemical reaction, that in nuclear reaction nucleus is involved, while in chemical reaction only electrons revolving around the nucleus participate in the reaction. The second difference is energy changes that involved in chemical reaction are comparatively much smaller than the energy changes involved in nuclear reaction. So in case of chemical reaction, energy change is small, and in case of nuclear reaction, energy change involved in the reaction is large. So these are the two main differences between nuclear reaction and chemical reaction. Now there is a new term called nuclear energy. So during the nuclear reaction, the energy may released, so the energy released during a nuclear reaction is termed as nuclear energy. So we can define nuclear energy as the energy released during a nuclear reaction is called nuclear energy. Now on the basis of this energy released, the nuclear reactions are divided into two broad categories. These categories are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So in next videos we will study about these two processes, these two reactions completely. For that, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.